one of these men is responsible for setting off more than $50 million worth of fireworks. What is your name, please?
My name is Art Brees.
My name is Art Brees.
My name is Art Brees.
Only one of these men is the real Art Brees. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Johnny Carson, Dina Merrill, Sam Levenson, and Kitty Carlisle on To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collier.
Thank you. Thank you and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Black Flag Insect Bomb. Kills flies and mosquitoes, then keeps on killing insects with its long-lasting action. Black Flag. Incidentally, Tom Poston is opening tonight in Destry Rides Again, down at the Texas State Fair Musicals in Dallas, no less. And as our guest panelist tonight, we have with us our good friend, Sam Levenson. Sam, it's a joy to have you back.
Nice to be here, man.
Very nice to welcome you. All right, panel, let me ask you to open up your envelopes, take out your affidavit cards for the first time, and follow along with me. I, Art Brees, am a pyrotechnician and vice president of the largest fireworks display company in the world. I have probably set off more fireworks than any man alive since I started professionally when I was 15 years old. I travel 125,000 miles and handle some 200 displays each year. Tomorrow, as I do every Independence Day, I will be in charge of the American Legion show in the Los Angeles Coliseum, the largest 4th of July fireworks display in the nation. Signed, Art Brees. Panel, you just heard, as did I, these three gentlemen all claiming to be Art Brees, fireworks expert extraordinary, and we'll start this first round of questioning with our own particular fireball, Johnny Carson.
Thank you, Bud. Mr. Brees, number two, what is punk made of? Nothing personal, I mean.
Usually I think of it as a little child.
No, number three, what is... well, number two.
I don't know, really.
Number three, what is punk made
Punk,
of?
I don't know what it's made of. It's, we used to use it to light firecrackers.
Number one?
Well, it's a brownish substance about 1 foot long. It glows. It doesn't burn with a flame, and we used to use it to light firecrackers.
Yeah. Don't you use it anymore?
No, we don't.
Things change, don't they? Number two, what's a cherry bomb?
That I don't know because...
Number three?
Cherry bombs we don't make.
Number one?
We don't fool with that in our business.
I see.
That's strictly commercial.
I see.
Dina.
Number two, how do you spell your last name?
B-R-I-E-S-E.
Number three, what are the ingredients of the smaller firecrackers, the ones that you know, the kids?
The one the kids use, we don't have anything to do with that. We make only large outside displays. There's gunpowder used in those, the small ones. However, we have nothing to do with them as from our manufacture or display of them.
Number two, when you set them, how do you set them off, the big ones? What is the process?
What a fuse. Pardon? What a fuse. Don't even need a match.
Number one, a long fuse or how? These big Roman candles that go with all the stars and things?
Well, we set them off with what we call a port fire. Chemicals that oxidize into a flame, or we set them off sometimes electrically.
When they go off, there's Sam Levenson. Sam?
Aren't you guys too old to be playing with these things in the first? I suppose you grow up at some time. Let's take number one. I think I'm going to catch you. Give me the chemical formula for a medium-sized firework. What goes into it, number one?
Well, there are a number of elements. We use a basic white sulfur powder, and we use shellacs and red gum and ammonium, nitrates and aluminum and magnesium.
And a little iodine for the disaster at the end.
All right, anything you want, Sam.
Number two, could you give me the chemical formula? Not that. I want the chemicals. Potassiums. Come on, start naming stuff.
About like just what he says, bariums and that.
I talked to him already. Now you tell me.
That's what goes in.
Like what he said?
That's a good answer. Kitty Carlisle.
I wouldn't
Number
give
one,
him...
can you tell me what causes, what is the name, where the name Catherine wheel comes from?
The what wheel?
A Catherine wheel.
Are you talking about the turning of the,
Yes.
the wheel that turns around?
Yes.
We give that the name merry-go-round, and that is a set piece that's on the ground and revolves from a number of gerbs.
Thank you, number one. Can you tell me, number three, what is the difference between fireworks indoors and outdoors?
A big fire.
Yeah.
They're doing them indoors.
Indoors.
They're doing them here
just
indoors.
careless.
In the Los Angeles Coliseum.
If
What's
you're
the
going to use
difference?
them indoors, they have to be a ground piece. Outside, they can be aerial.
What's the difference?
Well, one's in the air and one isn't. That's about it. And it's time now to vote, so you've got to get your feet on the ground, panel.
We'll never know.
Get your feet on the ground and mark your ballots, please, without consultation. Vote, if you will, for number one, number two, or number three. Of course, the team of challengers will receive the usual $250 for every incorrect vote. Are we set, panel? Okay, Johnny, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number one. He seemed to know what punk was. Anybody who knows what punk is can't be all bad.
Dina, which one do you think is the real
I'm
one?
with John. I'm one. Yes, he seemed to know a great deal about this subject. I must say I don't, but he sounded extremely knowledgeable to me.
He did.
Okay, Sam.
I'm with number two because he has the complexion of a man who's been playing with fire. I think he knows more about it than he let on. He wouldn't give me the chemical answer, but I think he did it deliberately to fool me, and he ain't gonna. It's number two.
Kitty.
Well, I voted for number one. Number two couldn't possibly be the right one, Sam, because he didn't know what a cherry bomb is. And my son, Christopher Hart, is a demon with a cherry bomb. And number three was a little hesitant, and number one gave all kinds of chemicals that go into the thing and gave a very good answer about the Catherine wheel, so I voted for number one.
All right, let's see if we have our own particular pyrotechnics now as our explosion of truth emits at this point, or erupts, as the case may be, as we learn which one of these gentlemen is the real expert with fireworks displays. So will the real Art Breeze please stand up?
I told you. I used to teach school. To me, they don't lie. I know you, kid.
I wish you could have seen your faces when that little flare went off there. I'm glad I knew it was going to happen.
I thought I died.
Number two. Boy, how come you don't know what a cherry bomb is?
Due to the fact that that is commercial type of fireworks, the only type of displays we put on are the big displays.
You don't
like
play with them, in other words.
That's right.
Soldier Field and the Orange Bowl and the Coliseum
I
all
see.
over America.
Thank you.
Number one, if you tell us your real name and what you really do, you got most of the votes.
Well, I am Dr. Stanley Hahn, pastor of the First Baptist Church of Dublin, Georgia.
I wish I knew what you were going to tell your congregation about all that lying you just did.
They're watching, Bud. They're watching this.
All right, number three, your real name and what you do, please.
My name is Byron Elder. I'm with E.C. Bartlett Company. I'm a wholesale floor covering salesman.
Thank you, sir. Well, you did very well. Combined efforts fooled the panel right down the line. You got the three of them there, Reverend. And number two, sir, the winner got one. That means there were three incorrect at $250 each, for a total, therefore, of $750 from Dristan and a gift package from the makers of Dristan of all their fine products. Thank you so much for sharing the fun with us. Good night and good luck. Now a word about Black Flag.
Now, kill more flies, mosquitoes with Black Flag Insect Bomb. Kills fast, keeps killing flying insects 3 times longer than ordinary sprays. Look, ordinary sprays fade away in minutes. More insects return. but Black Flag kills fast, then acts like an invisible screen to keep killing 3 times longer. You can't see it, only the insects know it's there. Black Flag kills fast, then like an invisible screen keeps killing insects 3 times longer than ordinary sprays.
So, to kill flying insects fast, get Black Flag Insect Bomb today. And for long-lasting action against crawling insects, get Black Flag Ant and Roach Killer. Watch.
Kill crawling insects fast with Black Flag Ant and Roach Killer. Look, one spray of Black Flag kills fast, forms an invisible barrier that keeps killing ants and roaches, crawling insects up to 6 weeks. Black Flag kills fast, keeps killing up to 6 weeks.
And now let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Leroy Reynolds. My name is Leroy Reynolds. My name is Leroy Reynolds.
You follow along once again, panel, with your copies of this affidavit. I, Leroy Reynolds, learned to swim when I was 7 years old, and it's a good thing I did. Recently, I was swimming in Butler's Lake when 3 girls started to drown. I pulled out the oldest one first, then swam back and got the middle one. By this time, the littlest one had disappeared. I dove 10 feet to the bottom, found her, and brought her to shore, where I applied artificial respiration and mouth-to-mouth breathing until she was revived. Because I saved 3 girls from drowning, the governor gave a party in my honor at the governor's mansion. Signed, Leroy Reynolds. 3 fine, bright, and shining young men this time, each one claiming to be Leroy Reynolds, who saved 3 girls from drowning, and we'll begin this round with the proud mother of a fine son herself, Miss Dina Merrill.
First of all, congratulations, boys, to whoever did it. I think that's just marvelous. Number 1, how old are you?
12.
12. Where is Butler's Lake?
In the suburbs of Little Rock.
Of Little Rock?
Yes,
I see. Number 2, what was the name of the governor that gave you this party?
Governor Welch.
Governor Welch? What state is that?
Indiana.
Oh, I see.
His lake's in Indiana.
Number 3, where's your lake?
My lake is in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, I see. Number 3, have you had first aid training?
Well, a small amount at the pool that I took lessons at.
I see. How did you learn artificial respiration?
Should I answer?
Go ahead, quickly.
Well, the instructor, along with the swimming course, he taught us a little bit of that.
Sam Levenson.
That's good. Welcome, gentlemen, heroes. It says that you dove down 10 feet. Number 1, how did you know it was 10 feet?
Well, we asked the owners of the
While you were going down?
No. After my grandmother called and asked if...
And number 2, what is the best method for artificial respiration as recommended by the Red Cross these days?
Well, you put your hands on the girl's ribs and you push forward and bring her arms back and push forward.
Make sure she drowned first. Number 3, what did they serve at the party?
At the party, what did they serve?
Yeah, that's right. Saying it backwards is not the answer I want.
Well, they served cake and ice cream and things like that, and just the regular stuff.
For a hero, ice cream and cake?
Well, at a party, the same stuff. Well, they had a lunch.
Hardly paid to dive in.
Number 1, how old were the girls?
One was 15, one was 11, and one was 9.
Number 2, can you tell me how big the biggest one was?
About 5'7".
And when you brought her into shore, did you use this system of life-saving where you keep the chin up, or how did you do it?
I put my arm around her neck and brought her in and swam in.
Thank you.
Johnny.
Number 3, how old are you?
I'm 12 also.
12. Number 2?
11.
That's wonderful. I have an 11-year-old son who's learning to wave goodbye.
Let's hope it's hello and not goodbye.
Mine can do it underwater.
Yes, and he's saved 3. Number 2, how many times in the mouth-to-mouth respiration do you breathe into the victim's mouth? How many times per minute?
About 7 or 8.
Number 3?
Well,
that's about all the time we have, I'm afraid. That bell lets us know that we have no further time to question, but time merely to mark our ballots. If you will do so now, panel, without consultation, Vote now for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Say when you're ready. Everybody set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now?
Yes, Johnny, for whom?
I really haven't the slightest idea, Bud. I don't know, 1 and 3 kind of look like brothers. I don't know why. Maybe it's the coats or something, or the haircuts. But I voted for number 1. Just a guess.
Dina, which one did you select?
Well, I voted for number 1, too, Bud, not on the basis of any of the answers that the boys gave, because they all made sense, but because number 1 has a Southern accent, and his name is Lee Roy, a double name, which is quite Southern. So I voted for him.
You're right. Robert E. Lee Roy. Never thought of it.
Sam, your vote, please.
Because I voted for number 1 because I think that number 3 got a raw deal getting ice cream for rescuing a girl. And number 2 doesn't look the type. He's a handsome, delicate one. Number 1 looks like the guy who could drag 3 girls out all at the same time.
Kitty, which one did you vote for?
Well, I hate to go against Sam, who is a school teacher and presumably knows boys, but number 3, in answering Sam, added to the business about the ice cream and cake and said, well, there was a luncheon beforehand, and I think he knew more about the governor's party than the other two.
So he's an authority on food, but not saving girls.
All right, you've taken the big dive. Now hold your breath as we swim out from underwater with the truth in this particular episode, determining which one of these gentlemen is the real young hero. And I think you will agree that he is that in every sense of the word. So, will the real Lee Roy Runnels please stand up?
Number 2, we still have that.
Congratulations, young man. On behalf of the panel, we're all mighty proud to have you on our show, believe me.
Thank you.
Let's find out about these other 2 now. Number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
I'm Gil Hodges II, and I'm a student of Lady of Christians, Brooklyn, New York.
I'm not too sure you heard him. He glossed over something, and I'm sure he's very proud of. He's Gil Hodges II, son of Gil Hodges I, who was the great baseball star of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And number 3, may we have your real name and what you do, please?
My name is David Elder, and I'm a student, and my father, Byron Elder, sat here and pretended to be the fireworks man.
Yes, as a matter of fact,
have a great career as liars.
that's it.
He said, just so that lying runs in the blood.
It's called a blood lying, yes. I want to point out you did better than your father. You got 1 vote, he got none.
But they got 3 altogether, and we only got 1.
I know. It does work out that way, not to your profit, because it means only 1 incorrect vote, of course, at $250 from Dristan, and all the fine Dristan products will be given to you on the way out. We thank you very much for being with us. We're proud of you. Good night. Good night. And now, how to get relief from cold miseries.
When dust and pollen give you allergy miseries, watery, itchy eyes, sneezing, hay fever, take Dristan decongestant tablets with a decongestant most prescribed by doctors. This exclusive 3-layer tablet acts directly on critical areas of pollen irritation. Its decongestant and anti-allergic actions reach all irritated membranes, shrink swelling, restore free breathing, protect against further pollen irritation. For real relief from allergy miseries, get Dristan decongestant tablets.
And now a word about heat.
Arthritis or rheumatism's minor pain, no matter how hard you rub, no salve, no liniment penetrates into muscles, joints, bones. Now get immediate relief, hours of relief. Get heat. Heat works the only counter-irritation way doctors everywhere accept. Brush on heat. Immediately, heat penetrates into your skin, replaces such pain arising from deep inside with soothing warmth. Relief lasts for hours. For arthritis or rheumatism's minor pain, get immediate relief. Get heat.
Now, panel, may I present our 3rd team of challengers?
What is your name, please?
My name is Helen Adams.
My name is Helen Adams.
My name is Helen Adams.
Again, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this final affidavit? I, Helen Adams, graduated from grammar school at the age of 14 and went to work. 5 years later, I entered high school. I am now a kindergarten teacher. I hold a Bachelor of Science degree, a Master of Arts, and this year hope to complete work for my professional diploma in early childhood education. On May 2nd at the White House, President Kennedy presented me with an award for being selected the Teacher of the Year for 1961. Signed, Helen Adams. Three ladies this time, panel, each of whom claims to be Helen Adams, Teacher of the Year for 1961. And we'll begin this round of questioning with our own Teacher Supreme, Sam Levenson.
That sounds like a dessert, Teacher Supreme.
Teacher Supreme.
I'll start with number one. I'll try to catch you by keeping it in the trade. What does the name Froebel, F-R-O-E-B-E-L, mean to you, if anything?
It means kindergarten.
That's good. Number two, does Froebel mean anything else to you?
It means kindergarten to me, too.
Uh-huh. And number three?
Nothing else.
Nothing at all. Uh-huh. Let's start again with number one. Name two courses that you had to take to be a kindergarten teacher.
Early childhood education, which was reading, and also science and early childhood education.
Uh-huh. Number two, who is the authority in the psychology of these preschool kids? Name one of the texts.
I would say the authority would be Gaines, and the text would be The Psychology of Early Childhood.
That's a good title. You can't miss that.
Okay.
Number three, who is Dr. Gazelle?
I can't tell you.
Number one, can you tell me who Anna Freud is?
She works in early childhood education in psychology.
Number two, can you spell Dr. Spock's name?
S-P-O-K-E-S.
Thank you. Number three, when you went to get your citation at the White House, who else was with the president?
There were 6 of us there.
And who else was on his side?
Well, we were as a group. There were just 6 people.
No, I mean, was anyone else from the White House along with him? Was P.S. Salinger there? Were there any press people?
No, the Commissioner of Education and the Governor of my state and...
Number one, what state do you come from?
Wisconsin.
And who was with you?
My superintendent.
Johnny Carson. Superintendent Johnny Carson.
Number three, are they still stringing those lousy beads?
We do a lot of things in kindergarten.
All right. Number two, why the 5-year lapse between grammar school and high school?
I lived in the country, and the high school was in the town 10 miles away, and we had no public transportation in those days, and I didn't have the money to get there, so I worked until I was able to get my education.
Dina.
Number one, you hold a Bachelor of Science degree. What was your major subject?
My major subject was kindergarten and primary.
Kindergarten?
Kindergarten, primary, yes.
This is a science...
it's a department.
Comes under education, yeah. I see. Number two, what was your master's thesis on? You have a master's of
My
arts
master's was
degree.
in education, and the thesis was early childhood.
I guess that's it. You children had better mark your ballot now, using any system you like. And when you do so, kindly vote for number one, number two, or number three. Everybody set? All ballots marked? Okay, Johnny, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, I voted for number three. I don't know why. I haven't been too fond of kindergarten since I flunked blocks and sand pile anyway, but I think number three. She looks the kindergarten type.
Okay. Dina.
Well, I'm with number one again, Bud. I sound like Tom Poston. But it's a matter of elimination. Number two didn't know about how to spell Dr. Spock. Number three didn't know about Gazelle, so it left me with one.
Right.
Sam.
I think number three knows a lot about Gazelle. Number one gave the names of courses that don't usually appear that way in the catalog, in the childhood and stuff. It's much more detailed than that. And number three looks like the type whom the teachers would pick as the typical loving kindergarten teacher. I picked number, and if you aren't, I'll kill myself.
Yes, because you've done well so far tonight, 2 out of 3. Kitty.
Well, I voted for number 1 because, indeed, number 2 did not know how to... Dr. Spock and Dr. Gazelle, as far as laymen are concerned, are musts in childhood upbringing. And number 3 didn't know Dr. Gazelle. And I don't know what Freuble is. I think you made that up.
No, he was one of the founders.
So I voted for number 1.
One of the founders of kindergarten.
Cheese.
All right, there we have it now, right down to the goal line. And we'll see right now whether we're right or wrong and what sort of truth is in us as we discover which one of these ladies is the real Teacher of the Year for 1961. So will the real Helen Adams please stand up? We can't go on. Sam Levenson just killed himself. Number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you do, please?
I'm Bunny Day, and I'm the author of 2 books about fishing and cooking.
What are the titles of these books that you've written?
How to Cook Children.
No, now, wait a minute.
Oh, no, I love cooking children.
You love cooking children?
Catch 'em and cook 'em, and hook 'em and cook 'em.
There's the names of those books. And now to hook 'em and cook 'em for the end here, number 3, you got 2 of the votes, half of them. What is your real name and what do you do?
I'm Mildred Elder, and I am the wife of Byron Elder, who sat here before, and the mother of David Elder.
Well, this is very interesting because son got 1 vote. That's more than Dad, who got none. And Mama got the whole bit. She got 2 votes. She can really lord it over the lot of them. We thank you very much. We're very proud to have you here. Checking the score, of course, we find that we're 2 and 2. That means 2 incorrect at $250 each for a total of $500 from Dristan and a gift of the fine products made by the makers of Dristan for each of you. We thank you for being with us. Good night. Good luck to you. I think we owe a special vote of thanks to the Elder family from Columbus, Ohio for the great job they did, so I'd like you to see them all together. Here they are. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have tonight, except to tell you all that in the Latham, New York area, our lovely Dina Merrill is about to open up there at the Colony Music Circus. It'll be tomorrow in The Voice of the Turtle. And Johnny Carson is going to MC the Miss Universe contest, lucky guy, on CBS July 15th. That's all. Good night, panel.
Good night, Bud.
Bud Collier saying good night from Tristan and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
This is Harry Morgan. Kara Williams and I hope you'll stay tuned to most of these stations for Gladys and Pete.
He means Pete and Gladys.
Just being diplomatic.
Tell the Truth has been brought to you tonight by Dristan Decongestant Tablets. The new 3-layer tablet for effective relief from colds, miseries, sinus congestion, and pollen allergies. Johnny Olson saying good night from the Tell the Truth, this program pre-recorded.